viewers, your boy KA here, and it's come to that time of year when everybody's packing, ready to go on vacation around the world. So I'm giving you my list of random stuff and stuff that's not so random that you may or may not need when you go on holiday. Okay guys, first and most important thing on the list, skin cream. If you bring nothing else, please bring this, guys. Look after your skin. You only get one set of it, you know what I mean? You don't want to burn it up or cause yourself illness, because it'll just ruin your holiday and you'll never remember it the same way. I use SPF 50 Skin Defense from The Body Shop. It's really good because you can use it as what's called final layer protection, which means you can put it on after doing your daily skincare routine but before your makeup. So however you want your face to look, you don't actually have to change it, and it doesn't cause your face to go any discoloration or anything like that. So it's a really awesome product. It is quite expensive at around £16, but I mean, if you look at it this way, the second you land, you're going to go for drinks, and £16 is kind of the price of a cocktail at these resorts. So are you really paying that much when it's something that protects you? Not really, but you don't have to go for this one. There are loads of reputable brands. You can have a quick look online. I love this one because, like I said, you can use it with your normal makeup and your normal skincare, and you don't have to change anything. Next up, so there's a portable power block that can charge anything that's powered by USB. So for me, it's really good. It can charge my iPhone, my iPad, my cameras, almost anything, because most things are powered by USB these days. I use this one by Anker. It's pretty big and bulky. It costs around £25. The reason why I use this one is really good. It can charge an iPhone from 0 to 100 between 3 to 4 times, which is really good if you're on a long haul flight. So you can just charge it up on the plane without having to sacrifice any entertainment on your flight or anything. If the plane movies are a bit whack, then you can still listen to music, mess around on your phone, do whatever you need to do. If you're a girl that carries a small handbag, maybe this isn't the best thing, so there are a couple of smaller ones anyway. Number 3, this is a portable speaker. It's awesome when you want to chill in the hotel or on the beach like I am today and you've got no music. It's relatively inexpensive as far as speakers go, at around 20 to 25 pounds depending where you get it off. This is the JBL Go. What I really like about this is that it's got an AUX and it's Bluetooth, so if you don't want to drain your phone using the Bluetooth function all the time, you can use the AUX and you can plug your laptop and almost anything into it. So it is pretty awesome. Just give you a quick demonstration using the wire. So it's not mega loud, but it's loud enough to jam in your hotel room, on your balcony, or if you're chilling on the beach without annoying everyone around you. It sounds just as good using the Bluetooth function as using the cable. I probably prefer to use the cable just for the sake of preserving battery life on my phone, especially when you're somewhere like on the beach and you don't always have the charger with you. Then it's just much easier to use cable. Coming on to that issue of your phone dying on the beach or on the plane or anywhere for that matter. Now, when I get off a plane, I tend to want to have my phone on me because it's got a lot of reservation numbers from my hotels, maybe taxis, maybe bookings like that, or to just contact anyone that I need to when I land at the airport, or when I'm at the beach, I need to get a taxi back to wherever I'm going, because a lot of the time I tend to go to the more exclusive beaches where there's not loads of facilities around, so I need the phone to call in a taxi. So I don't really like to use my phone to be watching movies, reading books and blasting music. So what I tend to do is just use my iPad mini. They're relatively inexpensive these days compared to what they used to cost a few years ago. You don't have to use the iPad. I use it because I'm a bit of an Apple freak and I love everything Apple. If you're not a fan of iPads, or you think it's a bit excessive just to use here and there, you can use an old cell phone that you may have after you've upgraded, or you can get a cheaper tablet. You know, if you look online, you might even find something like a Microsoft Surface Pro 2 for around a couple of £100, so that's a really good option to go for as well. Right, last bit of fun time essentials is this. It's a lightning fan, and what you do with this is you literally plug into your phone and you've got a portable fan anywhere you want to go. This kind of thing is amazing when you're in a queue somewhere. You know, if you're at a theme park, you're on a long ride and you're burning up, they don't always have aircon in a lot of buildings, and we don't always get wind like today. So if there is no wind and the sun is blasting, this will save your life. You know, it's not mega powerful, but it does the trick, and it actually doesn't take up that much phone battery. My friend actually got me this one from a tourist spot in America, but you can find them relatively inexpensive on Amazon. This is obviously the Lightning variant because I got an iPhone. I think you can now get USB-C and the Samsung ones as well. Don't think I really need to go into too much detail about these. Take a decent pair of headphones. These are the Beats by Dre Solo 3s. I use these because they're wireless. As you know, the iPhone 7 doesn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack, so even though I do carry the converter around, if I forget them, I can at least listen to music. So it's really good on the plane, if you got some waiting time in an airport, if you want to chill by the pool at your hotel and you don't want to play music off the speaker because you don't want to annoy everyone around you. Easy solution. Okay, next up, drinks. This is specifically for when you go to the beach. So this beach I'm at here today is in San Antonio, Ibiza, and it has an abundance of shops around. The place I went to the other day, that's Cala Salada, we had to kind of climb over rocks to get there. There was one little restaurant and that's it. There was nothing else. And some beaches are even more exclusive than that, especially if you do the whole hire a boat thing and you go to an offshore cove or a random island that's not even manned. There is nothing there. So take drinks. Most importantly, take a couple of bottles of water. So if you feel dehydrated or you get salt water in your throat after swimming in the ocean, you've got some. I'd say take 2 for each person you're going. They're relatively inexpensive anywhere you go, you know, and it's definitely cheaper to get them from a shop near your hotel than to buy them off some rip-off merchant on the beach. Obviously a couple of soft drinks, and what I'd say to do is when you do go to the beach, take a cloth bag, because if you put them in there they will stay relatively cold. If you just leave them on the side they will burn up pretty quickly and you won't enjoy drinking them. And I've got this miniature Ciroc that I picked up at the supermercado as well. So the miniature thing is pretty good if you can drink on the beach. Some places let you, but more often these days, because the way they're trying to go family friendly, a lot of beaches don't actually let you take alcohol on. So what I suggest to do is get a normal sized bottle and just pour it into a water bottle and pre-mix all your drinks before you head off to the beach, and you won't have that trouble. Obviously, like I said, if you're using a water bottle, only use lemonade. If you're using a Coke bottle, pour it into there. Then more time, if you're not drawing attention to yourselves and you're not chucking cans around, you're not chucking empty alcohol bottles, nobody's really going to tell you to get away. I just realized I need to add very quickly, do not do this if you go to a country with very strict alcohol laws such as Dubai, Morocco, or anywhere that prohibits drinking in public,
because you'd be in jail.
I really don't want any of you to get sent to prison over something like that. So it works in places like Spain, England, places in America, but do not do it anywhere in the Middle East or anywhere that has really strict alcohol laws. Just be mindful of the families there. Obviously not all parents like alcohol around the children, and a lot of crazy drunk people. So if you are going to get a bit of buzzing on the beach and you want to do some crazy stuff, just go to the part where there aren't too many kids around. Okay, let's talk photography. So this video isn't a guide to my vlogging gear, so I'm not going to talk about the A6500, which I'm filming on now. I may make a video dedicated to all my vlogging gear another time, which will differ from this one, but I'm just talking if you're going to holiday to chill, not to do any crazy filming or whatnot, what you can use. So obviously thanks to Snapchat, Instagram, the #1 item everyone uses is their cell phone, but using it alone isn't always the greatest thing. So my #1 accessory I use for my cell phone is this. It's the Lumi Duo case, as made famous by Kim Kardashian. And what you do, simply clip it onto your phone and lights up in the front and in the back. There is a slightly cheaper one that just lights up in front, so you can easily use that one too. I like the Duo one because it's quite good if I'm filming anything around me. Obviously cell phone cameras aren't great in low light, so the good thing about this is if you're in a club or in a bar or in a dark place, it'll give you that nice picture on your skin without creating that grainy effect. It's a no-brainer really, but that's only good on land. What does one do when they want to film out there in the ocean? Well, you can do the crazy thing like I did in Ocean Beach and casually just walk into the pool with your phone. I don't recommend it though, because one little slip and your phone's going down. And from what I know, iPhones don't swim very well. But if you want to make an iPhone swim, or at least be able to survive underwater, you can use this. This is the Rogue Star underwater phone case, designed by one of my good friends. We reviewed it a couple of videos ago, and I've actually tested it this time. This is a clip that I used when I was in the water with it. I just wanted to see what happened when the waves came blasting at it. It's really good for Snapchatting in the ocean, or if you're at a pool party where they've got a lot of water cannons, fountains and everything, and your phone's constantly getting wet, or even if you're on a theme park ride that has a lot of water around, it's awesome for that. It does keep your phone bone dry. The way I tested it was to put some paper in and submerged it in a bucket of water for about 30 to 40 minutes, and when I took it out, everything was dry as hell. So it is a trusted device. What I'd say is just check it first and you should be good to go. The next two photography related items are slightly more specialized, but I think they're quite good for people who really are into their photography but don't want to invest in a big camera, which is totally understandable. This is basically an external lens kit for the iPhone, and it comes with two types of lenses, a super wide and a macro lens. So this is the regular footage from the iPhone 7, that's video and audio with just the front facing camera, and this is the iPhone 7 with the super wide lens on, so a lot wider range. You can see a lot more of the bay and a few more vantage points. These ones are made by Olloclip. I think when I ordered them last, they cost around $100, and it comes with two sets of lenses. So you get these ones for the iPhone 7 and the ones for the iPhone 7 Plus as well. If you don't want to spend that much, you can actually get some that cost as little as £10. I don't know what the quality on those will be like, but if it's just something you want to mess with, I'd strongly recommend it. And finally, the king of beach cameras, the GoPro. I don't think I really need to give this much of an introduction. It can take a battering, it can fly off a car, it can go underwater, and there is not really much that will mess this thing up. This one is the Hero 5 Black. It is pretty pricey, it's the highest in the line. I think it's around £300, I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's really good for things like cliff diving, if you go scuba diving, snorkeling, anything like that. You can get awesome videos and pictures of yourself underwater. If you don't want to spend this much, there are a lot cheaper options. There's plenty online. You can get some for as little as £40. I actually have one of those that I bought for something that I just need as a disposable, that when I don't mind, like putting it on top of a car on the motorway or doing something really crazy with it that I don't mind losing. And the quality isn't as great, but if you're not doing professional filming, you won't notice it. So if you just want the pictures for Instagram or the videos for the memories, I'd highly recommend getting one of those, and I'll put the link to that down below too. Okay, so one thing I'll say about the GoPro, guys, is it doesn't always look the best straight out of the camera. So this is footage of literally the GoPro by itself with no grading, no angle correction or anything. As you can see, the sides are quite rounded, so it doesn't always take the best videos. Photo wise, it's a little better, but I'm guessing most people that get a GoPro will want to get the action videos of themselves doing crazy stuff. Now, as you guys know, I use my GoPro a hell of a lot, and the way I get around it is I fix a lot of that in post. So this is what the GoPro looks like once I've made all the edits that I need to it. But obviously that involves having some knowledge of editing software, which not everybody does and not everybody has time to do. You know, more time if you go on holiday, you'd want to just use the footage straight off the camera, which is perfectly fine, but it may not be the best thing for you guys. So I'll just leave that there just so you've got an idea of a comparison. Also, the audio on it isn't great. If you're solely using it on the beach to swim in the water and at pool parties and stuff, I guess you can get away with it because you don't need pro quality audio. But if you're thinking of getting it for more than one purpose, it's probably not the best thing to use. And like I said, I would use the iPhone case instead if you just want it for basic operations. Now that we got the tech stuff out of the way, just a few basics that a lot of people forget about but is actually really important. So it gets hot at beach resorts, so deodorant is a must. Makeup wipes, they're not only used for removing makeup, they're really good at the end of a long flight if you want to feel refreshed, especially if you're at the end of a 9-10 hour flight. So one of those flights that maybe go from London to LA to Miami to Vegas, something like that. They're long flights. Those are really long flights, and these are really good at the end of it. These are the Neutrogena ones as used by Huda. I've not found a place to get these in England yet. There may be a link online, I'll have a look. I got these when I was in Walgreens in America. You can get them Target, CVS, anywhere over there. I ended up buying about 3 or 4 packets of them just so they would last me until the next time I go there. If you can't get a hold of these, you can use the simple ones. You want to look for the ones with the micellar in them, and they're really good at wiping as much of the dirt out of your skin as possible. Swimwear, I use Nike Air Max. There's 101 different options for girls. If you're a guy, there's maybe 5 different options. Now, being from England, I don't stock much summer clothing because I get to use it for 2 days a year. But take yourself at least 1 pair of shorts when you go to the beach. They're literally all I've been wearing since I've been here. I packed about 3 or 4 pairs of jeans, and probably today's the only time I'm wearing them. Take some shorts, or just take something that you feel more comfortable in the heat and you're not going to burn up in. Beach towel. You don't have to carry your own all the way over on the plane. You can just grab one from the hotel and take it out and take it back again. But the only problem I found with that is some hotels don't give you a whole lot of towels. So I picked this one up from Costco. I think it was about 10 to 15 pounds. Like I said though, with stuff like this, there's an abundance of places you can get them from. I'd say just find a relatively cheap one. So if you don't want to carry it back with you on the plane, or if it gets dirty or it gets messed up on the beach, you don't regret losing an expensive item. And finally, very last thing on the list, beach blanket. This is a pretty big one, as I'll show you. Oh, wind's helping me out here. Go on, wind. So as you can see, this one's probably big enough to fit 3 or 4 people on. I actually got this when I was in Barcelona last year, so I'm not sure if I'll find a place online for it. I'm sure there will be 101 places, and it means that you can lay down on this and put all your stuff on here and keep your beach towel for when you jump into the ocean to dry off when you get back, without having to lift everything up and throw it on the sand. So it's a really useful tool to have. And I think that's it, guys. That concludes my review of random stuff you may need on a beach holiday. I hope it was helpful. If you want to see more reviews like this or more product tips, let me know and I'll try my best. So like I said, I'll link down below to as many of these as I can. Some of those links may be affiliate links. That doesn't cost you anything more. It just means every time you purchase something through one of those links, I make a few pounds, and all I'm going to use that for is to help grow the channel, and that means I'll be able to do a few more giveaways in the future and give something back to you guys. So would appreciate it if you could support me. If not, it's not a problem. You can pick up your stuff from anywhere you like, and I will be with you guys very soon. Peace.